3 Ukrainian soldiers were traveling along a rural road in a civilian vehicle when they received a warning from comrades about a potential threat ahead. A Russian drone was detected overhead, likely preparing to operate in the area. As they approached a three-way intersection, the vehicle stopped. All 3 soldiers exited, raised their rifles, and monitored the sky. Moments later, the drone appeared. They engaged it, and after a few precise shots, the drone was neutralized midair. With the threat removed, they returned to their vehicle and continued on their route. 2 Russian soldiers were observed moving along a dirt road, visibly fatigued. After a short distance, they paused and rested on the ground in plain view. Minutes later, they attempted to continue but could not travel far. Near the edge of a dry grass field, both stopped again, too exhausted to proceed. Throughout this time, a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone monitored their movements, maintaining a precise record of their location. Then an FPV drone approached the area, hovering above the field and circling slowly to assess both targets before moving toward one. A precise strike was executed, neutralizing the immediate threat. The second soldier attempted to retreat, seeking cover under a bush. However, another drone was already monitoring from above. It maintained surveillance until the location was confirmed, then descended to carry out a final targeted strike, completing the mission. South of Kozachi Lahiri village in the Kherson region, an FPV drone tracked 2 Russian boats carrying personnel. The drone executed a precise strike on one of the vessels, though the soldiers on board managed to evacuate. This intense moment highlights the ongoing operations in this strategically important area. Members of the 5th Assault Brigade introduced an innovative approach in the field by operating Browning M2 machine guns remotely through specialized computer controllers. This setup enabled precise and controlled firing from a safe distance, demonstrating adaptive tactics and technological ingenuity. We invite our valued viewers to continue supporting the channel by liking the video and sharing their thoughts in the comments. In the Lyman region, an FPV drone from a Ukrainian unit conducted an operation in a forested area where Russian soldiers were positioned. Once the drone detected their equipment, operators scanned the surroundings for movement. The FPV drone advanced with precise maneuvers and ultimately identified a Russian soldier taking cover under a tree. The soldier attempted to evade the drone but was unsuccessful. This operation demonstrated the drone's effectiveness in complex, forested terrain. During an operation targeting what appeared to be an abandoned Russian military vehicle, a Ukrainian FPV drone moved in to carry out its mission. As the maneuver began, the drone detected a Russian soldier nearby. The FPV drone pilot redirected focus toward the moving target, who attempted to evade. Despite the effort, the drone's rapid and precise movements ensured the mission's completion. A Russian soldier resting under a tree in open terrain became the focus of an FPV drone operation. He awoke and attempted to move to safety, but the drone reached its objective before he could get clear. During the assault on Stenogorsk, Roman, a technician and assault soldier from the 1st Battalion of the 210th Separate Assault Regiment, successfully intercepted a Russian FPV drone heading toward his unit, disabling it with a single, precise shot from his rifle. During the mission, they detained a Russian soldier who was hiding in one of the houses. This operation secured a key location in the ongoing conflict. In the Kushu community of the Zaporizhia region, Russian forces reportedly launched munitions from an MLRS system toward a residential area. The projectiles detonated over the neighborhood, dispersing fragments across nearby homes. This incident marked a notable escalation in the region's hostilities. This remarkable footage comes from Enerhodar in the Zaporizhia region. A Ukrainian Special Forces soldier documents their return following an attempted landing in the city. The team moves swiftly through the water on boats, navigating with precision across the sea. Captured at a critical moment, the operation focused on strategic positions within the area. In the Lyman region, Ukraine's Signum Battalion carried out operations targeting Russian logistics routes using fiber-optic guided drones. Russian military vehicles transporting ammunition to the front lines were disabled by the drones' precise maneuvers. This action disrupted key supply lines within the conflict zone. In Yampol village, within the Donetsk region, Ukrainian special forces conducted an operation to remove Russian sabotage and reconnaissance groups from the area. Northeast of Shavany Lyman village in the Donetsk region, a Ukrainian Su-27 fighter jet conducted an airstrike on a building reportedly used by Russian assault units. The jet deployed a high-precision GBU-62 JDA ammunition, striking the target with exceptional accuracy. This operation disrupted Russian activities in a strategically significant area of the conflict. In the Sumy region, the Ukrainian border guards Aquila UAS unit from the Steel Border Brigade carried out precision operations against Russian positions. The strikes targeted fortified shelters, a field ammunition depot, and communication antennas. This mission disrupted Russian defensive capabilities in a key border zone. A Ukrainian drone observes 3 Russian soldiers entering a house. They move cautiously around the structure, checking corners and windows. After some time, an FPV drone approaches and strikes the front entrance, breaking the door and sending dust into the air. Another drone hovers above, scanning the area before moving in to engage the target location. A second explosion causes the structure to collapse completely. Smoke rises as what was thought to be cover proves unsafe. In this conflict, walls offer no guaranteed protection, and every position is closely monitored from above. In the footage recorded by drone, we see a Russian soldier surrendering. This Russian soldier hiding under an armored vehicle is noticed by a drone. A piece of paper is thrown to him from the drone. He is scared at first, then he picks it up and reads it. The paper says to follow the drone. He is ready to surrender and nods his head in agreement, indicating that he will do so. A solitary infantryman is seen resting in the middle of a field, likely between tasks. An FPV-deployed munition is released and successfully engages the position, preventing further activity and demonstrating the precision of modern drone operations. A Russian soldier on the move is tracked by a drone, which maintains constant observation to confirm the situation. He moves quickly among the trees, attempting to find cover, while the drone follows his movements with precise monitoring, demonstrating the effectiveness of modern reconnaissance and tracking technology. Along a critical route, the 414th Unmanned Attack Aviation Regiment intercepted and neutralized Russian FPV drones using kamikaze-style drones. These Russian drones, positioned along Ukrainian transit routes, were prevented from threatening Ukrainian forces. Notably, Ukrainian forces had employed this tactic early in the conflict, turning the adversary's advantage into a strategic countermeasure. Russian attempts to replicate the tactic were largely ineffective, with each drone being neutralized in turn. Russian soldiers moving helplessly on the front lines couldn't evade the FPV drones. The drones targeted them one by one, leaving no place to escape. Deep inside a pine forest, Ukrainian drone operators from the Sinam Brigade spotted unusual movement. A careless Russian soldier stepped out of his position, revealing the location of a hidden bunker. Our drones silently tracked him back to the entrance. After confirming the coordinates, an FPV was launched. The drone carefully approached, aligned with the entrance, and flew directly inside. One precise explosion and the Russian soldiers inside were neutralized instantly, a textbook strike carried out with perfect precision. Moments later, more action unfolded on the Eastern Front. With the arrival of summer, the Russian army attempts to infiltrate Ukrainian front lines with infantry on foot, taking advantage of the dense green grass that covers the land during these months. Enemy soldiers try to use this seasonal cover as camouflage. Here is one such moment: a Russian infantryman attempts to crawl and hide in the tall grass. If you don't look carefully, it cannot be seen. However, the enemy infantry cannot escape the attention of drone pilots. Ukrainian units quickly spot the soldier, and an FPV kamikaze drone is immediately sent toward him. After a precise and fierce strike, the enemy infantryman is completely neutralized. A Russian soldier was spotted on the radar of Ukrainian reconnaissance drones. The Ukrainian drone pilot swiftly maneuvered to the soldier's location, targeting him as he searched for cover. The FPV drone quickly approached the Russian soldier's position. Russian troops continued to move aimlessly along the front line. After the first strike, the soldier panicked and tried to flee, taking cover in a nearby abandoned structure. A second drone carrying a high explosive payload then targeted the structure where he had hidden. In a forest strip, a resting Russian soldier was detected, covering himself with a blanket. The approach of the drone startled him, prompting a desperate attempt to roll away. However, the FPV drone operator made careful adjustments and delivered a direct strike. The reconnaissance drone confirmed the target was neutralized. This incident demonstrates the combination of patience, strategy, and technical skill required for successful drone operations in complex environments. A Russian soldier was spotted dragging a cart, likely carrying a wounded comrade. The FPV drone approached at high speed. The first pass missed slightly, but the drone immediately adjusted, striking both the soldier and the cart simultaneously. In the Pokrovsk direction, a lone Russian soldier was spotted. He carried no weapon, no equipment, most likely a deserter from the front. Realizing a drone was watching from above, he tried to run. After a long and desperate attempt to escape, exhaustion finally forced him to stop and rest. At that very moment, the drone released its payload directly onto him. What do you think about these drone strikes? Share your thoughts in the comments. First, a kamikaze drone strike hits the target. Afterwards, a Russian soldier emerges from the rubble and takes cover in the basement of a destroyed house. This time, Ukrainian forces hold their fire. Since the soldier is unarmed and poses no threat, they choose to capture him alive instead. A group of Russian soldiers was detected among the ruins in the Andreyka area by Ukraine's 414th Unmanned Strike Aviation Brigade. For a time, their movements were closely monitored by Ukrainian drones, tracking every step and waiting for the right moment. The soldiers were seen carrying fuel in bottles. The FPV drone pilot exercised patience, waiting for the ideal position. As the Russian soldiers gathered and moved toward a ruined building, they eventually noticed the drone observing them but chose a poor hiding spot. When the FPV drone advanced, it positioned itself directly in front of the Russian soldiers. Exposed and completely out in the open, the group was left vulnerable. Russian forces attempted to strike a second Ukrainian M2 Bradley, which had been deployed by Ukrainian troops as part of a counterattack near the village of Roa. Both infantry fighting vehicles lost their tracks after hitting mines and were subsequently abandoned by their crews along with the landing force. Following this, heavy fire was directed at the vehicles. A notable detail is that multiple drone operations took place in the area. One Molia drone fell unexploded near the target. Another detonated nearby. A third Molia drone also crashed in the vicinity. Even the drone capturing the footage struck the vehicle, bounced back, and eventually crash-landed. The repeated malfunctions highlighted yet another glaring failure of the Russian military's efforts in the sector.